Hi Siri, I'm looking for a new podcast, one that preferably is hosted by a UF Hall of Famer, one that airs every weekday that would bring me everything I need to know about the Florida Gators, including news, analysis, and opinions. Siri, is there such a show?
Have you heard of PodUp with Matthews in the morning on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or any podcast platform?
Oh my gosh, why didn't I think of that? UF Hall of Famer Shane Matthews has a show every weekday. I'm gonna go check it out tomorrow. Thanks, Siri.
Good morning. It's a live edition of PodUp with Matthews in the morning from the Crime Prevention Security System Studios. Large enough to serve you, small enough to care. It is Wednesday. We'll have JC momentarily. Baseball loses last night to JU, I believe. No big deal, folks. All you need to worry about is what happens in Baton Rouge this weekend. And I am trying to pull up today's Facebook is really weird today. All right, there we go. The first four was last night. Wagner advances to play North Carolina. And one of the teams that had zero business getting in the tournament, but they did. They somehow scored 40 points. The Virginia Cavaliers go down to Colorado State. And then you got your other two tonight. Had a lot of NIT games last night. Georgia somehow advanced. They blew a 20-something point lead. LSU got beat, though. JC, you're on the Titan Noir hotline, courtesy of Comfort Tent. What's happening?
Well, yeah. I mean, this is the week where you spread out your brackets. I'm one of those guys that do more than one bracket, QB. That irritates, shocking. I'm sure, so many bracket purists like yourself. I'm sure that's a very disturbing thing to hear. But hey, so did you just say that Virginia lost? I didn't see the scores.
Virginia lost like 70-something to 40. I'll tell you the exact score right now. Hang on.
Wow. Well, yeah.
So Virginia lost, JC.
Yeah.
Last night.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 67 to 42.
Good Lord, that's awful. Well, I will say this. I really
Virginia, I saw this stat this morning. Virginia won the national championship, I think, 7 years ago.
Tony Bennett, right.
Anyway.
Since then.
So they won 6 straight games to have to win the national title that year.
Yes.
They have not won a tournament game since then.
Since then, they have gone
over.
Blanco. Well, listen, I really hope that this tournament committee, there's been too much chatter about them thinking about expanding the field. Okay, we've got to have 6 more teams. If you listen to Greg Sankey, the guy you love to listen to, if you heard him, he thinks there should be 8 more teams, and he gave us all these great examples of all these Power 5 teams back in some random year going Cinderella on us all. And my answer to that would be, who cares? If you don't have any type of real qualifying for this tournament, it waters it all down. I really don't think we need more non-deserving Power 5 teams like what you just said, Virginia, coming into this tournament. There's enough damn teams already. 68 is fine. In my brackets, I just finished them, and I've got 2. And the first one was with chalk, basically mostly favorites, because I just think that looking at these games, that they should be mismatches in many cases. And then the other bracket is full of chaos and anarchy and just nuts, madness, as you like to say here in the month of March. And so in my chalk bracket, QB, you don't like it, but I've got UConn winning it all because, as I've said before,
you and everybody else in America.
Well, I mean, you're going to pick the winner or you're not. And then So, but in the non-chalk bracket, I've got, and I don't think, I tell you what, if anybody beats UConn, it's going to be the team in their bracket, and that's Iowa State, in my opinion, or maybe a healthy Houston team, but I don't think they're going to be 100% healthy. So that's going to be –
But Houston's not in their bracket.
No, they're not. I'm sorry. I'm talking about winning it all, and Houston is in the South region. And let's see, who's in the non-chalk. I got Gonzaga in the Final Four in the Chaos division. That's probably a stupid pick.
Have you watched them play this year?
Yeah, they're not as good. I know.
They're going to lose in the first round.
They are?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I better change that right now.
Yeah, you can book it.
You got that. You got them losing you got them losing, huh? To McNeese State.
McNeese State, coached by Will Wade, they've won over 30 games, and they are so damn athletic. I think they give Gonzaga fits and win the game.
You know what? Let me make this prediction. You've got McNeese State playing Samford.
Yep.
Who's winning that one?
McNeese.
And then they're going to go beat Purdue, I guess, right?
No, I have Purdue winning. Purdue's a good, solid basketball team, but I don't have. So I'll give everybody my Final Four right here. Or I'll give you my Elite Eight, and I don't have it printed out. I'm looking at it on this stupid phone.
Right.
By the way, I'm tipping my hat to Bruce Pearl and the Auburn Tigers. I don't know if everybody saw the video that players and coaches did for Micah. Before they got on their charter. And
what did they do? I did not see that.
Well, just pull it up on Twitter. Are you still banned on Twitter?
No, I can watch it. Yeah,
well, just Google, or I don't know where it is. It's all over.
They just did a tribute to the kid, wishing him the best.
They just kept, I mean, they even said "Go Gators" on it.
That is. I mean, there you go.
I do like Bruce Pearl now. I think players love playing for him, and I think that's what you see out of Ty Golden here. The players love playing for him. He knows what he's doing. So my Elite Eight, JC, in the East, Auburn, Illinois.
Yes. And
I have Illinois winning, but I may change that because I'm a fan of Auburn right now because of the video.
Yeah, you told me they couldn't shoot this.
They can't shoot, but they shot their asses off against us. But I'm starting to like them. In the South, I have the Houston Cougars playing the Florida Gators. And in the West, I have North Carolina playing Baylor. And in the Midwest, I have Purdue playing Tennessee. Advancing to the Final Four, I have the Carolina Tar Heels, the Illini, the Houston Cougars, and the Tennessee Vols. With the Houston Cougars defeating North Carolina for the national championship.
Did you call Dalton? Did you call Dalton Connect and tell him that maybe he should try to guard somebody? Did you?
I ain't worried about him guarding anybody. I need him to score. He needs to score.
He won't play. Rick Barnes will not have him in the lineup if he isn't guarding anybody, dude. That's why they took him out in the Mississippi State game. You didn't watch that game. I watched it.
Tawan says on YouTube, brought to you by Quiet Plumbing. News alert, just for all y'all, Riley Kugel isn't on any kind of trouble. Nobody ever on this program said he was in trouble.
What?
We said he has not been playing because the eye in the sky don't lie.
Don't lie. You guys love talking about Riley Kugel. My God,
he
gets more airtime. This guy gets more airtime.
People worry about more of the players that don't play
than the ones
players that do play. And again, he may play a lot of Friday afternoon, and I hope he plays well if he plays. But I'm just telling y'all, the coaches are playing the best players. Todd Golden is trying to win basketball games.
Yeah, no, and he has. I think Florida's path to the Final Four. I don't know why I've talked to so many people telling me, watch out for Marquette this, Marquette that. I think Mike Morgan the other day was talking about watch out for Marquette. I mean, give me a break. Listen, Marquette they don't have that guard. They need that guard.
Well, supposedly he's going to be back. I don't know.
Okay.
Still, we match up very well with Marquette.
I'm not worried about Marquette.
Tony says on dadgummit, it went away. He said because you kept talking, I couldn't get to it. Facebook Live. He said let's add Riley Kugel to the hiring an assistant coach topic.
That is riveting podcasting right there. Yeah. I mean, why don't we just talk about the New York Jets signing an offensive lineman who always gets injured from Dallas, and Tyron Smith, I believe his name is. And then let's talk about the New York Jets signing Mike Williams from the Chargers, who played 3 games last year. You know where they paid him? He played 3 games last year. What do you think they paid him there, QB?
Who are we talking about?
Mike Williams, your guy from Clemson, your beloved Clemson Tigers.
Oh, wide receiver?
Yeah.
He probably made $10 million.
They paid him $15 million, and this guy blew his ACL out last year and played 3 games. But yay, he was there, and the Jets threw money at him, and now Aaron Rodgers has Mike Williams. We'll see if Aaron Rodgers even plays. I heard something about Aaron Rodgers wants to run with this Kennedy guy in the presidential election. He's going to be the vice president. Aaron Rodgers is going to be the vice president. You didn't hear that, QB?
No, I could care less. John says on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mellon. What about Caden Proctor going back to Alabama? It sounds like he took the money and ran back to T-Town.
Well,
I mean, think about how silly college sports is by just listening to that story.
I know. I know. I mean, Iowa, he probably got to Iowa and looked around and said, dear God, there's nothing here. And it's freezing. And nobody looks like me here in Iowa. And he decided, I'm going back to Alabama. And by the way, I don't want to win just 7 games this year, or 8. So, although, yeah. So, Caden Proctor, that's a good story for Alabama because he's an experienced lineman. Yes. Roll Tide.
For our
you got Alabama winning? QB, you got Alabama winning, or you?
I do. They scare me with Charleston, man. Charleston's the same type of team they are.
Yeah,
I think they advance, but I don't know who I have them losing to. I have to look at
St. Mary. You got St. Mary whooping them?
No, I have St. Mary's losing their first game.
So you got Alabama. Oh, so you got you got Alabama in the Sweet 16 against North Carolina. How about that?
No, I'll tell you right now who I got. In the meantime, it went away. I should have probably printed this.
Get a hold of your Facebook technology over there.
That has nothing to do with me, JC. It's whoever owns
day.
down Facebook. They won't let you scroll anymore.
You talk about this every day. The technology is getting away.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault.
Okay. You make
I'm trying to pull up my bracket here.
Okay.
Well, I got to scroll through the whole thing here. I don't know why. I have Alabama. And I thought Charleston may beat them, but I have Alabama losing to
North Carolina.
They're going to beat Grand Canyon, maybe.
Alabama doesn't play Grand Canyon.
They will. The second game, they will.
Okay, they're going to beat St. Mary's. I got you. Okay.
Andy says Kansas leading scorers out bodes well for Sanford. Yeah, Sanford, I'm telling y'all, is going to beat Kansas. I'll be shocked.
I like that. I don't think Kansas is going anywhere.
Yeah. All right, let's get to some of these texts, JC. We're going to be all over the place today.
That's fine. Well, what are you supposed to do on a podcast?
Yeah, this text here from Bobby says, Shane, your thoughts on the Justin Fields trade? I don't understand. They already have Russell Wilson.
That's what I meant to talk about. Yeah.
Well, I did screenshot this the other day when it came to, I saw this come across. Listen to this. There's only 2 QBs that have 100 or more interceptions plus sacks taken in the last 2 years.
Wow.
Now they both play for the Steelers.
QB, I don't hate it as much because the Steelers gave up zilch. They gave up nothing.
That goes to tell you. It goes to tell you what the entire league thought about Justin Fields.
That's right. And yet
he got traded for a 6th-round draft pick.
Conditional 6th round. If he plays 51% of his downs, they then have to give him a 4th-round draft pick. Yeah. But you're right, and they got him for a song, so I don't blame them. But is Russell Wilson the answer in Pittsburgh? Mm-hmm. I mean, Kenny Pickett basically said, "I can't take this," and he literally requested to be able to walk out the door, and they shipped him to Philadelphia. He likely will not play much there, of course, but I don't know, QB. I think it's a pretty good deal for the Steelers, to tell you the truth. I mean, as much as we don't like Justin Fields, and you and I have said this, and we don't like him, we think the game's too fast for him and so forth, something tells me in Pittsburgh Mike Tomlin's going to fix it. And I don't know why I think that, because Mike Tomlin couldn't fix anything quarterback-wise here in the last I don't know how many years. I mean, my God, they had Mitchell Trubisky playing for him. But something tells me that he will have more success in Pittsburgh, but I don't know why I feel that way, because to me it's no different, or it could be worse than going where he was, because Chicago is actually getting players, DJ Moore and others, to play for him, or with him, I should say. And then here's Pittsburgh, and what do they have? What do they have? I don't know what Pittsburgh has. I don't think Pittsburgh has anything.
So regarding Justin Fields, this came from Hub Arkish, who has been covering the NFL for a long time, specifically the Bears, but he does all this NFL stuff. He said, Justin Fields is a special human being. I wish him the very best, but he isn't an NFL passer or franchise QB. He can't read the field or make decisions fast enough, and his accuracy is below average. Only one team would pay as much as a 6th-round pick. That's the player he is. I couldn't agree more.
Me neither. That is 1,000%. 1,000%. But, it's like you say, QB, we didn't see Anthony Richardson getting picked 4th because of the way we see him play football. But something
the NFL people draft off what they see on the stuff that doesn't matter when it comes to playing quarterback.
Well, and that's what the Steelers are doing with Fields, QB. I mean, this guy has been very prominent amongst the fantasy football managers of the world because of his production in certain games and certain times. But I see a much different player, as do you, and neither of us really think he's going to be or amount to much of anything.
No, I don't have to watch a whole lot of tape. I don't have to sit there and watch
that guy
weeks and weeks of tape. Text on the Titan our text line. Josh in Mississippi says, I live in Gulfport area and was going to take my 2 boys to the Baton Rouge game this weekend, but the cheapest tickets are over $100 a piece. That's insane. Well, that's LSU baseball, and you got number 5 versus number 6. The two teams that played for the national title last year. So
that's what you got. But one team last weekend won its series, and the other team, the host, lost its series last weekend. Just in case you're keeping score, LSU lost to Mississippi State in Starkville last weekend.
Who's not very good this year.
Well, we don't think they are
supposed to be very good.
Right. We don't think they are, but they could.
But they could be. Who knows?
They could be in the SEC, and then we could see a whole different team because, like you said, the midweek games, maybe Mississippi State's going through the same thing that Florida seems to be going through during the week, QB. And so, therefore, we automatically think they don't amount to much, and then, boom, they go off and beat the Tigers 2 out of 3 games. So, I don't
speaking of that, this is from 941 on the Titan MR text line.
Okay.
He says, like you, I don't worry about midweek games as much with the baseball team, but some of the losses are starting to be a little concerning. As you would say, all will be fine. As long as we take 2 out of 3 from LSU this weekend, we start losing weekends, SEC matchups, and those midweek games could hurt if we keep losing them consistently. Well, winning 2 out of 3 this week is going to be difficult. Hard place to play.
Yeah.
Like I said the other day, if we take 1 game, I will be happy.
So what do you think they're going to do with CAG? At some point, is he going to end up being the Friday guy or the Saturday guy even?
I don't think so right now.
Okay. I just heard you and Russ talking about that and how.
No, I think I'll keep him as the 3rd day, but anything could change. Christopher says on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing. QB, are you going to try to get out spring practice and get a close look at the team? I was there yesterday. It's spring football. A lot of drills. I will tell you this, that Graham Mertz is clearly the best thrower on the football team.
He probably could throw it better than most basketball players too, here, QB. So I totally agree with that. I mean, we said that before DJ Lagway even stepped on campus, QB. I mean, there's
no comparison in the throwing.
Right.
0.
That's reality. Yeah.
DJ's got a long ways to go throwing football. He's got his release is a little strange to me, and he throws off his front foot a lot. But I mean, he's going to be a good player, but he ain't ready to play college football right now.
Is throwing off your front foot a no-no?
Yeah. You want to be throwing off both feet. You want to be balanced. Weight transfer.
Yeah.
Weight transfer.
Yeah.
All right. Sense. Here we go. This is from 904 on the Titan MR text. No regional for the Gators this year. They just took the series from the number 4 team in America, but we lost to JU.
Yeah, the
Gators may be swept this weekend. It's the worst pitching staff ever. All right.
The 904, the Dolphins. He
should be happy that his Dolphins came in here and won. Daryl says, "Good morning, guys. I started to suit my 10-year-old grandson up last night and bring him to games. We'll see if he could get some action. Get some JU batters out. Gentlemen, we have a pitching problem." Yeah, maybe we do. Like I said, I don't give a damn about the midweek games. I forgot they even played a game and then saw the score. So,
well, there's the thing about pitching, QB. You know as well as I do that nobody's going to win anything without pitching.
I think we lost to JU last year when they came to Gainesville.
Yeah, but I mean,
we ended up playing for a national title.
But let me ask you this: if you know, as an outside guy watching baseball like me, do you think their pitching is that dire right now, QB?
All I care about is the series. Let's see how it goes this weekend. It's not great, but there's not great pitching anywhere in America right now that I've seen. Teams are scoring 8, 9 runs. Twan says that's not how he really throws. He's been trained to throw off platform. We threw every ball like that, Twan. And somebody came up and asked me about it. So I'm not even going to discuss that right now. We're wasting airtime.
Well, QB, now we're not. That's what Twan just said. Twan says, look, this guy throws off his toes. I mean, yeah.
I'm just telling y'all.
What are you telling us?
That. I'm not going to tell you anything. I'm just going to tell you his fundamentals are not great. Joseph wants to know, why do they keep scoring these midweek games if they don't matter? Every game matters, man. Come on. That's a great point. I agree with that. But when it comes to selection, they look at your conference games,
RPI,
and your RPI, the out of conference. When they look at the out of conference, they're not going to look at JU. They're going to look at Miami. They're going to look at Florida State games.
Yeah.
Dan says we lost 10-8 to JU last year here in Gainesville.
And where did they end up at the end of the year, QB?
I don't know. They weren't very good.
No,
somehow they played for the national title.
Oh, Florida. Yeah, they got somehow they made it through to the final. I think it's still, believe it or not, and maybe this is just being, kicking the can down the road here or whistling past the graveyard, as they like to say in my business. But maybe we are dismissing some things that we shouldn't be. But what are you going to do? I mean, there's
nothing you can do about pitching. I can do about pitching. Sully, you either trust your coach, or you try to get him fired. I don't know. I mean, Sully knows what he's doing. He's been here 17 years or whatever it is.
17 years.
He knows what he's doing. He is a pitching guy. He's going to do what's best for the team and he's trying to win games. But if you got kids that can't throw strikes and walk people and throw it right down the middle of the plate, I mean, you only have so many. You can't go into the portal today.
Right.
All right. Live a healthier lifestyle with our bold, flavorful smoothies and our amazing food. Tropical smoothie. When you eat better, you feel better. But this is exactly the conversation we had leading up to Texas A&M, was it not?
It was.
We're going to get swept. We're going to get embarrassed. You won 2 out of 3.
Yeah. No, but here's what will happen, and it's going to happen, QB, is if things don't go well at the box this weekend, this season's over. You know that, right?
Say it again.
If things don't go well at the box this weekend, damn well this time next week, the season's over. It's over.
Yeah. I was just reading what Twan said. He said, Shane, you're supposed to enlighten the viewers what you see, brother. I told you what I saw. And y'all trying to tell me that what I'm seeing is not correct. I'm just telling you, I am a fundamental guy when it comes to playing that position. Majority of it is played 80% of quarterback and is in your lower body, having your feet underneath you. I'm not even talking about off platform. Off platform is when you are under pressure in the pocket or scrambling. That's when you go off platform, as people like to say. But when you're just throwing on air, there is no off platform throws. So, but I mean, look, he's going to be a good player, but everybody, I'm telling y'all, Graham Mertz is your quarterback.
He is your quarterback, right? Yeah.
That's what people need to forget about that. Graham Mertz. Okay, so now Chris is trying to tell me Pat Mahomes doesn't have the best mechanics of a quarterback, and they're not listening to what I'm saying.
No, Pat Mahomes
is very, very sound throwing the football. Extremely sound.
He can do things, though, that are not what you would call, normal. That's why.
Well, no, but he doesn't do that just to do it. There's a reason you do it. So,
he's unbelievable.
We live a healthier lifestyle, JC, with our bold, flavorful smoothies and our amazing food. It's tropical smoothie. When you eat better, you feel better. I think some of our listeners need to go to tropical smoothie so they can feel better and quit complaining about our pitching.
or our quarterback throwing motion.
our backup quarterback and all our
Oh my
assistant
God.
coaches and somebody else that we may hire next week.
I'm wondering if the Ohio State podcast in Columbus this morning has any conversation going on about the backup quarterback's throwing motion, or if anybody in Tuscaloosa is talking about the kid that they brought in from Washington and his back. Maybe they are. I don't know. These are not things that I think about.
Well, like I said, I'm probably going to go to maybe one more practice, but this is the reason I don't want to go to practice, because y'all asked me my thoughts, and then I'm getting blasted for just saying basic things. I will say this. I do like some of those newer receivers we have.
Yeah.
I love our running backs. Absolutely love our running back room.
Loaded there.
I think the running back room is stacked.
What do you think about the offensive line, QB?
JC, they're big. They're big. Okay. But I don't know if they can. I don't know if they could block you coming off the edge.
Oh my God! Exactly. So I mean, it's good we got some big guys, but what the hell matters if the dude's running right?
You will not know how good your offensive line is until they face another team with another color helmet.
That poor young man who came here from Alabama last year.
Damian George he's playing guard now, which is that's where he's supposed to be playing.
Yes, trying to block people coming around his was just I couldn't watch it. I mean, it was hard to watch.
For sure. Okay, JC, real quick, I gave you my people want to know who your Final Fours are.
I mean, it's like I said, I got two brackets, and the Final Four, I got all chalk. I mean, I got UConn, North Carolina, Houston, and Purdue.
Oh gosh.
That just pisses you off, doesn't it?
I just think that's silly.
Well, look at these damn games. And I'm thinking to myself, they can't beat them. They can't beat them.
JC, think about this.
Think about how it works. I know.
Only one of those one seeds made it to their championship game in their own league tournament.
You're 1,000% right about that, and I realize
who's in your chaos bracket?
For some reason, my chaos bracket's not working. I'm trying to pull the damn thing up and doing it. See, look at this, QB. I'm doing it on the phone, and it's just
that's what I know. It's hard to do.
Well, it's my fault. I should have had it written out and prepared, ready to go for this award-winning production, and I didn't do that. And I take all blame for that. I should be fined for coming to the meeting unprepared in my chaos bracket, which really is pissing me off, because even in the chaos bracket, I have Iowa State coming out of the East, because I think the East is so overbalanced or unbalanced. It's not right. The brackets are. I don't really like the job. I think the committee literally took the day off on Sunday. They had everything locked in on their lines on Saturday and just put in some here. If this team wins on Sunday, this team wins on Sunday, this team wins on Sunday, and they already knew who they were going to have. And it's really irritating me to no end. I thought the committee did a lousy job this year. I thought they were lazy. That's the adjective I'm using. I thought they were lazy, and I don't think they really balance these things out, because the East to me is ridiculous. When you have 3 tournament winners, 3, Auburn, Iowa State, Illinois, and then UConn, you actually have 4 tournament winners all playing in one bracket, in one region. I mean, that to me is just bad. That's bad work by the community. Poor job done. They should have had Indiana State in this tournament. They should not have had. They got Clemson as the 6th seed, QB. Tell me what Clemson's done. Can anybody tell me what Clemson's done?
Clemson's like Virginia. They're going to get blasted whoever they play.
Tell me what they've done. I don't get
nothing.
it. Okay. So in the chaos bracket, I do have Mississippi State beat North Carolina, if anybody cares about that, even though that sounds ridiculous, because the game's going to be in Charlotte, and I don't think Mississippi State scoring-wise can keep up with North Carolina, so I'm probably going to change that and try another chaos pick. But New Mexico, I got the Lobos beating Baylor in the chaos bracket in the Western region. The Lobos, I think, have a little momentum going right now. They played their way into the tournament, so to speak. I got Texas A&M. Are you ready for this? Texas A&M beating the Cougars. That's a ridiculous thought, isn't it? But is it really that ridiculous? I don't know if it is, because the game's going to be in Dallas. And guess what? College Station is close to Dallas. And Texas A&M and Houston will be playing in Dallas. So I actually, that's wrong. They're not playing in Dallas. They're playing in Memphis, excuse me. But then they will be playing in Dallas if they go past Houston in Memphis. All right, so I got Texas A&M getting through, because Buzz Williams is going to do his quirky little business on the sideline, and somehow they're going to, he's got he puts his stuff on the desk, and he looks at things on the desk there, and he adjusts his glass. I love Buzz Williams. He is one of my kind of guys. He's my kind of coach. He's a little bit off center there, but I think the committee. Where the hell is St. John's? Why aren't they in the tournament? You'd think I was from New York, but they just did a lousy job picking these seeds. Purdue has the easiest road to the Final Four I've ever seen in my life. Really, honest to God, I think there's no excuse.
And they'll probably lose somewhere. All right,
but yeah,
I got to get to some Facebook lives here, JC.
Okay, sorry.
I had to pull them up on my phone because I can scroll on my phone. It won't allow it on the computer.
Gotcha.
Tony says JC seems like a guy who does 10 brackets. I would agree with that. John, this is where is that dang? Oh, here it is. Joseph. He says, QB, what did you think about the new assistant head vice president, executive coach of strength and conditioning? Did we look any stronger yet? That's a great question. I don't even know who he is. There's so many people at practice. They don't know who I am, and I don't know who they are.
When are we going to start talking about the tutors?
The tutors?
Yeah, the guys who teach the kids. Yeah, I mean, that's important.
Do they even go to class anymore?
No idea. Yeah, probably not. You're like Illinois. For some reason, you're big on Illinois. I think they're just a bunch of bodies that crash into people.
No, they're very good. I think they're better. I think they're a better team than Purdue, honestly.
Yeah. Well, they are the 3 seed in UConn's bracket.
But I may change Illinois beating Auburn to Auburn beating Illinois.
Yeah, your heart's getting involved in it now, QB. I get it. Well, listen, you were not high on Auburn because they couldn't shoot.
I still don't think they can shoot. Just because I'm changing my mind, I don't think they can shoot, but I think they can physically. I think Bruce Pearl's a good coach, and I think his kids play hard.
Fine coach. Yeah, he's a fine coach. I mean, there's no question he's a fine coach. They did a good job hiring him. Alabama just inked Nate Oates for the long term. That gave him a long-term deal here just a couple of days ago. I think these ADs got together and they said to themselves, you know what, we better keep these young coaches with lots of energy who can play the game the way it is in the offseason to get players to come to their schools. We better keep them on campus because other schools are going to go out there like Michigan and pick them off. They're going to try to pick them off. So they re-sign them. You wouldn't want to hear about Todd Golden going through the bracket and then somehow signing with Michigan because of some great offer that they gave him. You wouldn't want to hear that. So Florida made sure that's not going to happen, and that's a good thing.
Grumpy Greg, that's what I'm going to call him. He says, there's nothing we can do about any of these. Where did it go? I got to go to my phone now.
Grumpy Greg. Is this Greg
Grumpy Greg says, he says on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mellon, there's nothing we can do about any of these sports, so why are we even talking about any of this?
Yeah, QB, Grumpy Greg. Yeah. So QB, you can't get upset about when people get all get all upset.
No, Greg is still on that we've lost 2 in a row to JU.
He must have
we could have polled the entire world and nobody would have known we lost 2 games in a row to JU. And nobody it doesn't matter.
I don't think so. You got JMU beating Duke, QB?
I do. I think they're more athletic than Duke.
You got the Dukes beating Duke.
I do. And like I said, I may not win one of these upsets, but you know what? I don't care.
In my chaos bracket, I got NC State getting through to Kentucky to play the Gators, if you care about that. I really don't worry about Marquette, though. And maybe I'm going to look like a complete clown with that game that Florida's going to end up playing because I think Florida will beat Colorado. But
what if Boise State wins?
Well, because they've never won.
I think Boise State's going to win tonight.
Boise State has never won.
I think the Mountain West Conference is better than people think.
It is. I don't.
I think it's better than the Pac-12.
Yeah. There's some definite case there. A definite case can be made with that. Do you think South Carolina can get through to play Creighton?
Well, South Carolina's the one team that I can't figure them out.
They're better, but are they that good? I don't know.
Yeah, they're a team that can go through spurts and not be able to score too. They're tough. They're a lot like Auburn. But remember, we were a 6 seed. They were a 5 seed, and I feel like we're a much better team than they are.
I think the way Auburn beat them down, though, I think shows the blueprint. And Oregon Ducks are hot right now. They won their conference tournament, but are they really that good? I don't think they are. They're 11 seed as a conference tournament winner. And I think that speaks to what you just said about that conference as a whole. So I don't disagree with you. Texas, I think, will beat Tennessee. QB, Tennessee, Rick Barnes has these issues in this tournament. Tennessee to me. You got them in the Final Four, but they just don't defend. And I don't know why, because they should. I don't know why Tennessee doesn't historically have a good record in this tournament, but they do not. They just don't. They don't play well in the tournament. So maybe I'm hopefully wrong about that, but I got Texas beating Tennessee in the chaos tournament.
I don't think Texas deserves to be in the tournament. I don't think they're very good.
And that you can make that case too. And I don't disagree with you entirely there. But I got Creighton beating Purdue in my mayhem.
Creighton is a team that is very skilled, very well coached.
They are. I got Creighton.
I'm a big Blue Jay guy.
You're a Blue Jay guy. So in the chaos bracket, the Gators in the South, I got Creighton in the Midwest. Because of that Blue Jay you put on your banner behind your head there. It made me laugh so hard. I really did enjoy the Blue Jay that you got up in there. I got Nevada getting to the Sweet 16, beating Arizona, but I took the New Mexico Lobos playing Baylor, with Baylor getting to the Final Four in the West. I don't know if that's a smart pick. It's probably stupid. But Scott Drew's been there before. Those guys know how to play. And then I got Iowa State beating UConn in the East. So Iowa State, Baylor, rematch in the Big 12 Conference, along with Creighton and the Gators.
All right. Let's get to This Day in Sports, brought to you by Campus USA Credit Union. Put some star power to work in your financial life at Campus USA Credit Union. On this day, where did it go? Oh, in 1990, the LA Lakers retired number 33. Who wore number 33 for the Lakers, JC?
I hate the Lakers. Is that Kareem?
That would be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, Kareem. And, I was a Celtic fan growing up, so watching them play the Lakers was a real joy. That's when the NBA was fun, when I enjoyed watching it. That's when it was really cool. Today, it's all political activism and a bunch of BS. And
all right, so we got to do our Peachland Dental golf picks. Peachland Dental, Gator Nation's #1 choice for dentistry in Port Charlotte, surrounding areas. Visit them at peachlanddental.com.
All right.
They were at the Valspar down in at the Copperhead course at Innisbrook.
Is your kid looping for somebody down there?
Yeah, he looped for Kyle Trask in the Pro-Am on day one.
Very nice.
He said that if Trask had to count every shot, he would have shot over 170 easily.
Wow, poor Kyle can't play golf. That surprises me because mostly quarterbacks are the best.
I know. Golfers. That's exactly what I said.
That is the truth. Quarterbacks are the best golfers. They're like hockey players. They're the best. But Kyle Trask must really be bad. Okay. Well, QB, this course at Copperhead, you've played it before. I've played it before. Tough place, but it's not one of the courses that they really talk about on tour that much. But I'm going to go with a former winner there and a guy who's coming off some illness and some health issues, but who has won there. And I think his name would be Gary Woodland. So I'm going to take Gary Woodland. It's probably a bad pick.
Gary had brain surgery, didn't he?
Right, but he played well here recently, and I'm just going. That is a pure, just lotto pick right there.
Yeah, I like Gary Woodland, the former basketball
Kansas
player.
Jayhawk. He's the Kansas Jayhawk.
Yeah, he can hoop now. I'm going to go with a former winner too, the LSU Tiger, Sam Burns.
Yeah, that was going to be my next pick. You just swiped him from me. Everybody, Fred Biondi's in this tournament, guys. He's off at 9:41.
Well, you got a lot of Gators. You got Tyson Alexander, Fred Biondi, Ricky Castillo.
Yeah. Tyson has kind of been playing consistently on tour. Is this Fred's first one or no?
No, Fred's played in a couple. He's part Korn Ferry, part PGA.
He does, but okay, so he gets these sponsors exemptions, I guess, on tournaments like this. All right, so last week I watched Xander Schauffele play a lot of golf. I watched his game. I have a new appreciation for it. If he just makes one or two extra putts, that's all it takes with him. And I'm going to take him this weekend, coming off that TPC. I think he keeps the ball flying the right way, and I think he's going to be in the running for this.
All right, so you're taking the X-Man.
I do.
I'm going with an all SEC threesome.
Nice.
I'm gonna go with Brian Harmon, Georgia Bulldog.
Yeah. He hit the ball.
He is a Bulldog.
He hit the ball great. He is. He hit the ball great last week. He came one stroke. One stroke is all it is. One putt. All right, I'm going to go with a kid that I also watched last weekend that I have not been following. This is another lotto pick because this tournament to me has these odd winners. But I'm going to take Maverick McNeely.
Ooh.
And that kid can absolutely smoke the golf ball like they all can, right? They all can smoke the golf ball. But Maverick McNeely is the guy that I really was impressed with last week. And again, I'm just going off of last week, which has absolutely nothing to do with this week. But watching them play golf gives me a new appreciation for some of these names that I keep talking about on the PGA Tour, which is why I love the PGA Tour, because of some of these new kids, these new guys that show up and come out of the woodwork to win tournaments, kind of like the way that Knapp kid
Do you know
did
where Maverick
in
McNeely
Mexico.
played his college golf, JC?
Yeah, it's one of those is it a Big 12 school?
No.
Okay,
You
tell
don't
me.
know. He's a Stanford Cardinal.
I thought, well, okay, Pac-12, excuse me. I knew it was out west somewhere. Well, anyway.
All right, my final pick, I'm going with another Georgia Bulldog, believe it or not. Sepp Straka.
Yeah, Sepp Straka, big dude, man. I tell you, it's really amazing to watch these guys. I watched Sahith Theegala hit the ball last week. That guy can play tight end for the Bears. He's a big strong guy. These guys are really superior athletes playing golf. It's fun to watch. I think if anybody in Tampa is watching this podcast and wants to learn anything from this podcast today, my advice would be get out to Copperhead this weekend. Get out to Copperhead this weekend and watch that golf.
All right, before we get you out of here, a text on the Titan Mar text line from John in Mobile says, JC, are you going to Alabama A-Day?
I am not, never have been, never would, don't care. I will be at the Alabama-Wisconsin game, though, so if you want to meet me in Madison, Wisconsin in September, you can see me there. I will be going to that one. I'm excited about what Kalen DeBoer's got. I think he's going to do great things there. I just do. I don't think they're going to slip into mediocrity whatsoever. I think this guy's a winner. So we'll see. We'll see. The conference is going to be tremendous. We've got Oklahoma and Texas coming in. This is going to be one of the best years to watch football with the new playoff format. As you know, QB, they're going to try to expand it to 14 teams for whatever reason 2 years from now. And I'm still hearing this ridiculous story about how Clemson and Florida State somehow think they're going to be able to leave the ACC. There is absolutely no fiscal way that can happen. So let's just forget about that. And good luck to them both as they continue their lives in the ACC.
All right, before we let you go, who wins tonight, JC? Colorado or Boise State? Who are the Gators play?
I think Boise State, their record in this tournament is lousy. I'm going to stay with it.
What does that have to do with it? Anything?
Nothing. It has absolutely nothing. So, but I think it's a trend you could look at, and I'm going to go with Colorado. Now, listen, Boise is an experienced team. They've got older players. I don't know why. Just give me Colorado. It's going to be the Buffs and the Gators on Friday. I think it's good that Florida's playing on Friday. Gives them that extra day. The Friday, Sunday schedule.
But it hurts us in preparation. But it also hurts this team in prep. Well, this team knows who they're going to play. They had to prepare for one team, and then they knew they were playing the Gators. Gators don't know who we're playing. So I think Boise's going to win tonight. Who do you think is going to win in the other game? And I don't know who they go play. Do they go to the winner of Grambling, who has never been in the NCAA tournament, by the way, is playing Montana State, the Bobcats. The winner of this game, who do they play?
Flip a coin.
Which one seed?
I don't even
Purdue?
know. Probably, yeah. Purdue has got an absolute sleepwalk to the Sweet 16. It just blows my mind. Let's put them in Indianapolis. They deserve it. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you're going to get tickets sold that way. That's how the tournament works. They want to sell tickets, and they want to have nice arenas. I just, Fairleigh Dickinson, I just keep thinking about St. Peter's and Fairleigh Dickinson. You're going to be correct in your assessment that some bad teams are going to win. I got chalk winning this thing. So,
okay. Yep.
We'll see.
All right, that's JC. Join us on the Titan More Hotline, courtesy of Comfort Temp. We're going to take a timeout and we'll come back, try to get to some more of these texts and stuff. Y'all have me for the rest of the show. What about that, JC?
Well, I think you'll carry this thing like you do. You carry water like a prisoner. You do great.
What are you talking about? Your hat?
Well, I mean, you can carry the show to the end of the
gotcha. All right, that's JC. Join us. As I said on the Titan Number Hotline, we're going to take a quick time out. We'll be back, folks. We want to take this moment to thank our sponsors who keep the show going and pay the bills. Our premium sponsors are Crime Prevention Security Systems, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Titan MRI, Gainesville's only locally owned and operated MRI facility. Meldon Law, the only official injury and accident law attorneys of the Florida Gators. Peachland Dental, Gator Nation's first choice for dentistry in Port Charlotte. QC Kinetics, live pain-free with QC Kinetics. Campus USA, put some star power to work in your financial life with Campus USA Credit Union. Dave & Buster's, eat, drink, play, watch. Radware, your local provider of promotional products, uniforms, and apparel. Our gridiron sponsors are Auto ER, UF Bookstores, Silverback Concrete, Comfort Temp, Ruse Ogre State Farm Insurance, Radware, F45, Quality Plumbing. Our touchdown sponsors are Adams Ribs, Gator Dominoes, Celebrate Primary Care, Gator Bait Media, Okido America, Style Cuts, Ironwood Golf Course, Big Mills Cheesesteak, McDonald's of Gainesville, 84 Lumber, Dowling Signs, Baker's Sporting Goods, Silver Q Billiards and Sports Bar. If you're interested in promoting your business on the show, call Freddie at 352-284-3733. If you like what we're doing here, make sure to follow us and support the businesses that support us.
Hi there, this is Coach Steve Spurrier, and I want to let you know that by popular demand, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill's delicious brunch is now served in a premium buffet. You have spoken, we have listened, and we're now serving Gainesville's only elevated buffet, complete with an omelet station, ginger sage chicken sausage, shredded short rib, and of course our chicken and waffles. Plus, you can enjoy bottomless mimosas and Bloody Marys. So join us every Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 3 for the best brunch in town.
Welcome back to the Crime Prevention Security System Studios, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Radware is a family-owned business that prides itself in excellent customer service while providing quality and affordable promotional products and customized apparel. Appreciate JC joining us on the Titan MR Hotline, courtesy of Comfort Temp. We got a bunch of texts here regarding spring football, kind of paraphrasing some of them, talking about the offensive line. What did the defense look like? Again, they had pads on, but there's not a whole lot of contact. I didn't stay very long. Just watched some drills, watched some routes on air, watched a few one-on-ones. Again, I think I did at one time when they were running some team stuff, I kept thinking they'd put Miles Graham at tailback. I forgot Trayon Webb changed his number to number 5. But look, I think this team, it's all going to come down to defense, front 7. Can we rush the passer without blitzing? And can we stop the run and tackle people? I mean, that's what it's going to come down to. I think offensively they'll be fine. They're going to miss Ricky Pearsall. There's no question about that. He was an elite type receiver. I think Trey Wilson's going to have a good year. I still, like I said last year, I like Aiden Mizell. I like Andy Jean. The new kid from IMG, Tank. I can't remember Tank's last name. Fast. He's very fast. So time will tell. But Graham Mertz is going to be your quarterback, and I think DJ may play a little bit here and there. Conyer Ron says, speaking of golf, does Shane follow Club Pro Guy on Twitter and YouTube? Yes, he is hilarious. And somebody asked who got me into golf. I played 3 sports in high school: football, basketball, and baseball. I'd played golf maybe 2 or 3 times in the summer when I was a high school kid, just goofing around. But once you come to college and you're only playing one sport when you've been doing 3 your whole life, you're bored and you have so much downtime. At least we did back in those days. So that's when I started playing golf at the university golf course. And lucky it came natural to me. John asked on Facebook Live, brought to you by Metal Law. QB, do you think that Caitlin Clark is more popular, recognizable than any player in the men's tournament? Yes, I do. I definitely do. Tank's last name is Hawkins. That's right. Tank Hawkins. I wonder why he goes by Tank, because he's a little guy, little short guy. He's kind of built like Quezzy Green. Quezzy might be a little bit taller. Andy wants to know, do I think Miles Graham starts week 1 versus the Canes? Ooh. I'm gonna say yes. Just throw it out there. I think he's a heck of a football player. I've seen him play multiple times in person, and I think he's everything you want in a player. And I think he plays from day one, from the very get-go. Michael wants to know, what are my first year impact players on both sides of the ball? I need to see more practices, and I can probably give you a better answer to that once we get closer to the season. As I said, the thing that stood out to me last year immediately was the 3 freshman wide receivers. Now we only know one of them played, and he was dynamic, but I think the other 2 are good too. So we just got to use them the right way. And I think Montreal Johnson looks in great shape. Looks like he may have lost a little bit of weight to me. And I know a lot of people are worried about our running backs. I am not at all. I really like our running back room. Jerry wants to know, what's the best round I've ever shot. I've shot 68 several times. That was probably 10, 12 years ago when I was a really good player. I'm not the player I used to be, unfortunately, or whatever. Once my eye, I had to start wearing prescription sunglasses on the golf course a few years ago, and I haven't been the same since. I don't know why, but it's a different feel when I'm playing. Silverback Concrete builds firm foundations for generations. You stand on it, we stand by it. Tomorrow we'll have Brent Beard here, give us a recap of what's going on in college football around the world. Yeah, we'll ask him more about that Caden Proctor situation, the kid leaving Alabama going to Iowa and not coming back. Seems like there should be some type of penalty there, but there's not. There's not at all. It's just bizarre to me. Dan wants to know if I'm going to Kentucky softball series this weekend. I may go out there. I think it's supposed to rain possibly Saturday. But this is the softball team's playing very, very well, pitching well, by the way. And they have some pop in their lineup this year. So they're 2-1 in SEC play. Took 2 out of 3 at Alabama and Tuscaloosa. So it'd be nice to sweep the Wildcats. However, Kentucky is a really good softball team as well. Tonight, again, if you're waiting to see who the Gators play, it's the late game, Colorado, Boise State. I think Boise's going to win. I think the Mountain West is a lot better. You know, New Mexico's in this tournament. San Diego State's in this tournament. You saw what Colorado State did yesterday. I think the Mountain West is pretty good. I want to say Utah State's in it too. I think they're in that conference. But I think Boise's going to win tonight. But yeah, watching these games is a lot of fun. And there's NIT games if you're into that as well. So I hope you enjoyed today's program. Have a great day, folks. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.